Hey guys, it's Coach Hammock coming to you from beautiful Georgetown, Texas, here in room 122 at Benold. Hoping you're having a great weekend. Don't forget, we voted on having this video this weekend, and the people that said yes were promised no homework on Monday. So come ready to work in class, and we won't have any homework. All right, so we're going to start off today absolute value equations, and what we're doing is we're solving absolute value equations. This is actually coming from chapter 6, section 5 of your textbook, and it starts on page 390. All right, so let's think about first what absolute value really is. All right, got our number line here, and we're sitting at 0. Absolute value says the distance from 0. So the absolute value of 7 is going to be 7 spots right there. And so it's 7 units away from 0. Well, if we think about it, the absolute value of negative 7 is the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's going to be 7 units away from 0 as well. That's absolute value. So when we talk about solving absolute value equations, we have to remember that there possibly are going to be 2 different answers for each equation. And what we have to do is we have to make our answer equal to the positive and the negative. Because if this absolute value is going to equal 11, well, it could be a positive 11 or it could be the negative 11. And the way that we're going to do this is this. We're going to rewrite this, and we're going to rewrite it x plus 6 equals the positive 11. And we're also going to write x plus 6 equals the negative 11. Now you'll notice I did not change anything that was in the absolute value sign. The only thing I changed is on the other side of the equal sign. I've already moved everything over, and we'll talk about that on the next screen. Okay, so to solve this, y'all are probably getting pretty good at solving these equations. And so we're going to go subtract 6, x equals 5. So one of the answers we can put in would be 5. 5 plus 6 equals positive 11, and the absolute value would equal 11. So that's a good answer. The other way that we can go is right here. X plus 6 equals negative 11. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to subtract 6 and subtract 6. X is going to equal negative 17. So we have to look. If I put this negative 17 in here, negative 17 plus 6 is going to be negative 11, the absolute value. And when we look, the absolute value of negative 11 equals 11. So 5 is an answer, 17 is an answer. On a test or a quiz or anything else, I would expect to see x equals 5 and negative 17, or 5 comma 17 in a box, of course, because all our answers go in a box, right like that. All right, let's keep going. Now we've got this, and you'll notice this is a little bit different. We're going to treat this just like, sorry, got an email. We're going to treat this just like parentheses, okay? So we're going to treat it just like parentheses. The only thing that we're not going to do is we're not going to distribute it out. And I'll show you what I mean by that in just a second. The first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to look for like terms. And there aren't any like terms. This is a multiplication problem, so that's all being multiplied together, and I have this 6 right here. So I'm going to subtract 6 from both sides. Nothing changes over here with this 3 times the absolute value of 5x minus 10. But now it's going to be equal to 15. And now, since this is a multiplication problem, all I'm going to do is I'm going to divide all of that by 3, or the number out in front. And if I do it on one side, I have to do it to the other side. So the 3's will cancel out and become 1's. 5x minus 10 equals 5. And don't forget, that's absolute value. So now we have this, and we can make our 2 problems. We're going to have our 5x minus 10 equals 5, and our 5x minus 10 equals -5. All right, so we've got that. We're going to add 10, add 10. Sorry about that, guys. Getting emails and phone calls all over the place today. All right, so here we go. We've got 5x equals 15. Divide by 5, divide by 5, x equals 3. That's one of our answers. Let's go work this other one. Plus 10, plus 10. 5x equals 5. Divide by 5, divide by 5, x equals 1. So it looks like our answers are going to be x equals 3 and 1. So let's see if that works. Let's come back up here to our original problem. I'm going to erase some here a little bit faster. There we go. So let's try 3. If I put a 3 in here, 5 times 3 minus 10. 3 plus 6 equals 21. Well, let's see. That's going to be 15 minus 10 would be 5. So 5 times 3 would be 15 plus 6 equals 21. So 3 is a check. We've got 3. Our other answer was a 1. And let's see what we've got there. 5 times 1 minus 10 times 3. Add 6 and it should equal 21. So let's see. 5 times 1 is 5. Minus 10. Y'all know me, I like to rewrite things. That's going to be a -5 right there. And you might be saying, well, this isn't going to work because it's a negative. That's going to be -15 plus 6 is -9. But you got to remember, that negative sign is going to go away once we take it out of the absolute values. So it becomes a positive 15 because it's positive 5 times 3. And then plus 6 is 21. So 3 checks and 1 checks. All right, very good. Let's solve this one right here. This is going to be the other thing that you're going to run into. And I'm going to go ahead and work this out. And I want you to think about what the problem is here. All right, so let's see. We have the absolute value of 7x minus 3, and that's going to equal a -3. Right now you should see that something here isn't going to work. And what is that? Well, if you look, absolute value it's not ever going to be a negative. You cannot have a negative come out of that. But what you can have is positives. But if my answer is a -3, I can't work. So what it's going to be is x equals no solution. There is no number that we can put in that will actually cause that to be a -3 right there. So remember, if you've simplified it down and moved everything over and it's a negative number, it's going to be no solution. All right, guys, I know this is a new concept for you and everything. We're going to go over this on Monday in class, and we'll do our work then. If you have any questions, make sure you get those jotted down on your whisk, and we'll be going over them in class. Hope you have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday. Bye.